Stop that. We became friends through a car accident.
Hopefully this time we're recording. Yeah.
Freshman year, end of fall semester, it's exam week. It was a Thursday night. Living in the dorms. We came back from I took my last exam of the week. Was gonna go home, and I came back, and everyone was like getting ready to drink and party on our floor. So I was like, well, that would be fun. Maurice had already been drinking. So I was like, well, I gotta go get some drinks. And you and Tay said, well, can you take us to Taco Bell? And I was like, sure. So Maurice and Tay hop in my Mazda, which...
That's right, the Mazda.
which I had parked up there because I had all my stuff packed up to leave. And you guys were like, one more day. I was like, okay, I can stay one more day.
We didn't even talk you into it that much, buddy.
No, it wasn't. It didn't have to be that much. As soon as I saw you guys were all drinking, I was like, I mean, I might as well stay one more night. But this you did talk me into. So I throw that. We hop in the Mazda. We're going to Taco Bell. I throw that bitch in reverse, and I turn to go down the little S-turn road there on campus. All the BG kids will know this is. What's the name of that dorm right there?
I love how conveniently he goes. You convinced me to do this. What?
No, the reason I'm saying that is because you don't even act like you remember. I throw the car into reverse, okay. I pull back, and you and Tay both go, "You're a pussy, Tom, you won't floor it."
I didn't say you wouldn't floor it.
You to both were like,
I said you couldn't handle that S-turn. That's what I said. Your driving skills couldn't handle it.
And I said, bitch, what?
If you see the title of this video, you can clearly tell who was right and who was wrong.
Okay.
Centennial. Nope, not Centennial.
No, it starts with a K.
Just look up BG dorm names.
I know, it won't pop out.
You don't know how to use Google? You're not even on BG's site. It's Cole. Smart one.
No, it's not Cole.
Bro, I'm looking up the names. Conklin.
Conklin. We pull out right in front of Conklin, and I go to Excel, and Maurice and Tay both go, "You're a pussy. You couldn't handle that turn." I said, "I can handle that fucking turn." And I gun it. And we start getting up to about, we were at 45, 50 miles an hour when we got to the turn. Because it was a straightaway.
45, 50, or
maybe
65.
60. Maybe 65, 70.
Yeah.
And as soon as we get to the turn, you gotta give me credit. I took the turn aggressively. As soon as we took the S turn, I was like, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. And I remember just... It was like it happened in slow motion. Like I felt the ass under the car kind of whip out. And I pulled my emergency brake and I started saying, hang on. And you were like, I remember Reese's hands. He had one on the oh shit bar and one on me. And he's like, Tom, we're spinning. And we're spinning like this, completely out of control.
Oh, yeah. So what he did was he came out from the outside turn. Try to bang in left and then ride it back out right. You overturn. You oversteer too much. So
which the snow didn't help. The fact that it was snowing didn't help.
Yeah,
you had to admit
yes. Well, all right. I'm a sales right now. There's a lot of choices and decisions that are not smart right here. All right.
No.
So I don't want to hear nothing but it's like, you guys could have thought about this through. Clearly, we did not. Okay.
And in our defense, when you're going 65 miles an hour at an S turn, that's 25 for a reason. It was actually 15. It's going 65 and a 15.
Well, if we're being honest, we could have done it. I mean, I could have done it.
Oh, yeah. I overcorrected.
Yeah.
100%.
So, I'm grabbing me and Tay. I'm just, oh, shit.
The best was Tay didn't have his seatbelt on.
Oh, yeah.
So you just see Tay's head in the back.
Yeah, it's we're laughing now, but this man actually could have murdered him because we banged the thing and you could have shut out the fucking window. We were going 70 and you slammed the e-brake.
And like I said, when you know you fucked up, when you start spinning and everything's in slow motion, so I pull the e-brake and I see us spinning. We're spinning like this, and I just looked at Maurice. I said, "Hang on, just hang on." And all of a sudden, you just feel impact. Boom. And we continue spinning. There's this cloud of smoke. Every light on my dashboard's on, and we're just sitting there. And I'm like, I open my eyes. I'm looking look forward, and I'm like, is everyone okay? Maurice is like, what just happened? What just happened?
Blacked out for a hard second. I was like,
For a fat minute. And you see all the smoke coming up from my engine. And I looked at both of them. I said, I don't even want to get out of the car. I'm not even going to look. I'm not even going to look.
so I'm like, you know, man.
And the car turned off. No airbags went off, but the car, whatever we hit, the car went off. The car hit so hard that the engine stopped running.
No airbags.
No airbags deployed. And Tay just started laughing, which made me laugh because Tay's got that goofy ass. So Tay's just laughing in the back, and I'm like, okay.
Hey, you know what's something, man? There's something we didn't realize. This man almost died in a car crash, and he's laughing. What the hell has he been through at that
That's the
point?
most Tay thing ever. Because he laughed. What did Tay not laugh through?
Yeah, that's my point. What the fuck has this man been through that he's laughing at this shit? You almost died. You could have died.
He didn't have a seatbelt on.
That's what I mean.
Like, we hit that at 65, no seatbelt on, and he was laughing through the whole thing. So I turn my car back on and it starts. And I'm like, well, we know it's fucked up, but we might as well go get the Taco Bell.
So we didn't think it was that fucked up because they looked at. Oh, excuse me.
I didn't get out of the car. I
No,
was like, fuck
because
that. I'm
we
not
saw
getting
the
out.
other car from the window.
And the car looked fine.
Car was perfectly fine.
And I thought I hit the mailbox. I thought I hit the cemented mailbox in the ground.
Yeah, nothing on the floor.
You know those industrial mailboxes, like the 4 legs and the little metal flap that you drop it in? That's what I thought I hit.
To be honest, I don't know how much I could tell because I mean I was not.
You may have been concussed, truthfully. Because you really got the whiplash on that.
I mean, I've taken plenty of concussions from college football, high school football, and occasionally, you know, my head hits something, bro.
Yeah. And this was before all that.
Brain trauma.
So
For sure.
we're like, brain trauma aside, we're like, fuck it, we're going to Taco Bell. So,
Like I said, not the best decisions we made tonight.
freshman year of college, we weren't the same kids. So that was the miracle. The car started after all that. Car starts, and I'm like, fuck it. We know we fucked up at this point. Might as well go get the Taco Bell. So we're driving to Taco Bell. Tay's continuing to laugh in the back. We get to the red light. There's a delivery driver from this pizza place called Campus Polyeyes. We pull up next to him, and I have my turn signal on because I want to get over in the other lane before it merges. And he rolls down his window, and he's yelling at us. And at first we didn't pay attention. Then you're like, hey, Tom, the Polyeyes guy is yelling at you. We roll down the window. He goes, hey, bro, keep that fucking shit away from me, bro. Keep that shit away from me. Tay just starts dying in the back, and I start laughing because I'm like, what is he yelling about?
Bro, the wheels start turning. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about, bro? That's just a fucking car.
Because the car was running.
Right?
The car was running fine.
I'm like,
We're like, what the fuck are you talking
and the
about?
hood wasn't like creased or anything, so like,
Nothing.
So I'm like, hey, bro, I mean, like I said, I'm drinking. I'm like, hey, man, what the fuck you
And
talking
I had not been. I was totally sober, and I thought the car was fine.
about? I was thinking, in my head, I had a squid. I'm like, hey, man, fuck you talking about? But then again, I wasn't like
And we
yelling it. I thought I was, but I was like,
We probably all had some type of concussion because we hit that. I mean, we hit on impact hard.
whiplash at least.
Hard.
At least, so you know.
So we get our Taco Bell.
Yeah.
And we got probably, $20 worth of Taco Bell at least, which is a shit ton of Taco Bell in BG.
Probably.
We forgot. When we got to Taco Bell, I got out to check my car. The whole front of my car is destroyed.
Hanging on by a thread.
The bumper's
Right,
hanging
right.
off. The grill's gone. We drive back. And I'm like, we should probably drive back to the scene of the crime just to see how bad it is. So,
You
this
know what
is
they
no
say about
joke.
criminals.
We pull back onto campus. We're driving back on the S turn where I crashed the car. And there's like 15 sorority girls, a couple police officers, and we're thinking,
Shit.
well, this is worse than we thought.
So I was like, well, here we go. So, you know, we get back, and I'm not going to lie to you. I'm like, me and Tay's black. You know, there's cops here. We see the story. I was like,
And again, we should
All right.
remind people, like,
Here we
going
go.
into this night, we were like acquaintances. I was like the funny white kid that they would hang out with for pure entertainment. It's true. And you got pure entertainment out of the night. But I knew we became real friends that night because as we pull up on the crime scene, you got 2 cops and all these sorority girls. I turn to these 2 in the back, Tay and Maurice, and I say, whatever I say, you guys are my witnesses. And they both were like, yep,
Fuck it, yeah.
we got you.
Fuck it, yeah.
That's what I do. I was like, Tay and Reese are my ride or dies for life.
And to be honest with you guys, what the fuck was I supposed to do in this situation? You know, it's like,
It was so bad.
like we look at this, they think in a split second, like,
Yep.
this is all fucked.
So we pull up.
So
We pull up on the.
you got it.
We pull up on the crime scene. The cop looks at my car. I rolled out my window pretty slow, and he comes over and goes, "So, I'm guessing this was you," and points at the car that I supposedly hit, which we didn't think I hit. We didn't think I hit the car. And I say, "Yep, that was me." We actually just looped around to make sure that my car was still working, even though we had a bag of Taco Bell in the passages.
Which
He goes,
100%
he goes, "So you guys went to Taco Bell and came back?" I said, "Well, yeah, I just wanted to make sure my car was still running." So
You see it, Chief? I mean,
So we come back to the accident, and there's what, 10 sorority girls out on the sidewalk, and they're saying, "Officer, we saw the whole thing. He came flying around the corner, and he hit so and so's car." And I was like, "Hang on. We hit black ice. There was black ice."
which actually there was, but it was not the part where
Okay, we weren't even near this black ice.
Nope.
Thank God there was some black ice in the street. It was, again, this was end of fall semester. It was winter time in Ohio. There's this little patch of ice. The cop walks over to investigate. He sees my skid marks, and then he sees this patch of ice. And he goes, "So you're saying you were going 15 miles an hour. You hit this ice right here, and you hit her car." And I said, "Did we hit her car?" So we didn't think we hit this girl's car. I hit this girl's car perfect. I hit the tire of the car, broke her axle.
Yep.
Her car got towed that night. I drove home.
You know what's crazy? She was getting ready to go home.
She was getting ready to go home. So this girl's in tears over this night.
Oh boy.
And the best part is, I look at the cop and go, "So are you saying this is my fault?" And he goes, "Well, she was illegally parked."
Which, it's just crazy. Black ice and the fact that she's leaving the park literally just saved this man.
So she's illegally parked in the fire lane. So even though I went 65 miles an hour around a 15-mile-an-hour road, lost control, totaled 2 cars, there was no fault. It was a no-fault accident.
Wait, what?
And when the cop said that she was illegally parked, Tay lost it.
Right?
He's in the back seat, like, fighting back tears, and Maurice is stone cold in the passenger seat. "Yep, officer, that's exactly what I saw. I saw Tom lose control on a little patch of black ice. We weren't even going that fast, and we hit her car." And that was the greatest thing ever, because we get back to the dorm to all of our friends. We walk in, and they're like, "What took so long?" And I'm like,
We almost died.
"I totaled my car." And everybody's like,
What?
"What?" And I'm like, I totaled my car. I crashed it. I'm like, "We should definitely get drunk now, because I'm getting my ass beat tomorrow."
Oh, we got split.
And the funniest part about it is, I come home, I tell my dad I slipped on black ice. For 2 years, my parents never knew the real story. Until my senior year of college, 2 years later, I tell my parents, "Look, here's what really happened with the car. I was going 65 miles an hour. I lost control of the vehicle. I hit the girl's car." And I'm telling you guys this, I might sound like a bad person, but I don't give a shit. I never laughed harder in my life than when that sorority girl is in tears. I was
You're a
supposed to go
scumbag.
back. I was supposed to go back to Michigan tonight, and now I can't go home. And we watched her car get towed. And I drove that Mazda was a tank. I drove that bitch out of there that next day, 4 hours home to Kentucky. No problem. No front end of that fucking car. And then that became my sister's car for high school. She drove that thing for 4 years, and then we sold it. Amazing. You know what sucked?
Japanese built car, excuse me.
I paid $1,500 to get that car fixed. You know what happened 2 days after I got it fixed? I hit a fucking deer. I hit a baby deer. On the way home from church, I felt like a horrible person. I was like, fuck me. I just hit a fucking deer. I pull over.
Time out. You feel worse about hitting a fucking deer than ruining a girl's
Fuck that
tire?
bitch. She was a bitch.
Jesus.
That woman.
You are a total scumbag.
No. That's
You're a
totally taken out of context.
How was I
That
taking it? That's literally what you just said.
that girl was a bitch. You knew she was a bitch. She was a bitch. Because we saw her a few months later. We saw her out at the bar, and I said, "I'm the guy that hit your car." Because I remembered her name for the insurance report. I said, "I'm the guy that hit your car. I'll buy you a drink." She hated me. She said,
You fucking ruined her car, and your condolences is to buy her a singular drink. What the fuck do you think is gonna happen? You're a scumbag. Holy shit.
But what was hilarious was the fact that we watched her car get towed. And her car looked totally fine, except for the tire. It was completely sideways. When we
That
looked,
was a banana clip, bro.
it was amazing.
Taking shots by the lake till I can't even breathe no more. See no more.
Ready? Ready for the intro song?
Do it.